We're going to start off with what is turning into, Don and I were talking about this earlier. Peter ignored us during the conversation. The Yankees managerial search, which looks, I mean, you try to read between the lines and read the tea leaves, it looks as if they are capping it at 5 people. And the 5 people, you've got Eric Wedge already interviewed, Rob Thompson already interviewed, Aaron Boone's going to be interviewed either Friday or Saturday, Hensley Mullins either Friday or Saturday, and they're making contact with the Dodgers' third base coach, Chris Woodward, and it seems like they said no to Beltran. Doesn't seem like Flaherty or Cone has gotten any traction. Ibanez said he wasn't interested. Brad Ausmus said he really wants to sit out a full year. So it comes down to, at this point, it looks like the first round of interviews would be 5 people. And my question to Yankee fans would be, do any of those 5 float your boat? And I will tell you from the outside looking in, Hensley Mullins is a delightful guy and a good baseball man, and he has a Yankee pedigree, came up through the Yankee system. Aaron Boone is one of my favorite people. I just think the world of him, and I think he's really super, super bright. Rob Thompson, I like him a lot. I think he's really sharp, and I know he bleeds pinstripes, and it kind of sounds like cliche and trite, but he really loves the Yankees. I don't know the guy Chris Woodward at all. And, you know, if you ask me 1 to 5, who would be the guy that would float my boat the least, it would be Eric Wedge, a guy who didn't do it in Cleveland, didn't do it in Seattle, but obviously everybody deserves another chance. But it's kind of odd that those are the 5 that came up with it. And the reason we're starting with this is because I was reading some stuff that Brian said today, Brian Cashman, who's down at the GM meetings in Orlando. And he said, if I could get somebody like Joe Torre or Bobby Cox, I'd be thrilled. And I go, really? Joe Torre would never do analytics. That was the beginning of the end in the divorce from the Yankees. And somebody would slip a lineup on his desk, and he would look at it and push it away. That's not Joe Torre. So that's who you'd like. And then Brian came out and said another thing. I mean, we could get somebody as good as Joe Girardi, we'd be thrilled. Then why'd you get rid of Joe Girardi? If he's that great and he was 1 win away from the World Series, I just think that there's stuff there, Don, that we haven't been told. We're not quite aware of everything that's gone on, because how would you want a guy just like Joe Girardi? You had Joe Girardi, unless Don has hit on something which I have completely battled him on, that it came down to the $4 million where Joe's going to want another contract and obviously get a raise after taking a young team to within a game of the World Series, and they were looking at, well, it's got to be at least 5, but I just can't see them playing that short on something that important.